Okay, take it away, Bob.
Want Bob or do you want me?
Kathy, I'm sorry.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kathy Anderson. I am the Three Harbors Council Advancement Chair. And tonight we want to go ahead and tell you about some of the changes for the Cub Scout program that National is going to be rolling effective this Saturday. On the call with us, we have Bob Delat, who's on the Council Advancement Committee. He is our Cub Scout Advancement Chair for the Council, and he is the one that is going to be sharing all of the changes that is going to be occurring starting on the Saturday, June 1st. So, Bob, go ahead.
Okay. So I guess first thing, I went ahead and put the link to Nationals program updates in the chat. So if anyone is interested in that, you can pull that link directly from there. Hold on here.
I will go ahead and copy it and put it back in the chat.
All right.
Okay, I put it back in the chat there.
All right. So the program updates are going to be centered around making the Cub Scout program more fun, simple, and easy. So fun, not only for the Cub Scouts, but also for parents and leaders. When you make the Cub Scout program fun for the parents too, it leads to greater retention. So the program should be simple to understand and to explain to new families. The program should also be easy to deliver as designed, and the program should fit the different delivery models, such as a den or pack size, geography, and economy. So there's four main areas of friction and complexity that have been identified by the National Committee through leader and parent feedback. The Bobcat, having one set of requirements for the first through fifth grade has been ineffective. The purpose of the Bobcat badge is to introduce Cub Scouts to the values of scouting, and how they do that should be different based upon the grade that you're working with. We also see every year new den leaders who do not know what to do if they have Cub Scouts who have already earned the Bobcat and Cub Scouts who have not. The Cub Scout adventures are currently disjointed. It's not clear why some adventures have different numbers of required steps and others have the complete steps 1 and 2 and a couple others. So what they determined was the field is looking for more elective adventures. The Webelos program causes a lot of confusion as it does not follow the same pattern as other ranks of being specified to a grade level. If the Webelos is designed to prepare Cub Scouts for Scouts BSA, then why does it take 2 years? Lastly, our awards that are not part of earning a rank. Youth don't earn them, with some having less than 1% attachment rate. These awards do not drive behavior, and any content that's hoped is not getting out of the Cub Scout program. So the rank requirements, effective June 1st, so this Saturday, these will be the new Cub Scout requirements. So to earn each rank in Cub Scouting, a Cub Scout earns 6 required adventures and 2 elective adventures. The Bobcat will no longer be a badge that is earned once a Scout joins. It is now the first required adventure for each rank. And it will now become a belt loop. And the focus of the Bobcat is character and leadership and is earned each year. Requirements will be different for each rank. So the Bobcat is earned and the requirements change to be age appropriate. For Lions, Bobcat is about doing your best. The Bobcat adventure for Bears looks like the current Bobcat requirements, with the inclusion of learning about the Denner position. For Arrow of Lights, the focus is now on Scouts BSA and learning the methods of the Scouts BSA program, such as the patrol method. So again, here's all of the required ones, and then they'll be down there. So they've also gone for common activities. So each of the required adventures has a hands-on activity that is required across all ranks. In this example, the outdoor required adventure has a requirement to take a walk, and they're using the term walk instead of hike to demonstrate how simple the requirement is. So if we use the word hike, most people would think of wilderness, backpack, and boots. The purpose of this adventure is to simply get the Cub Scouts outdoors. This could be a rural, urban, or suburban environment. It's also set up for multi-rank dens and pack activities. The required adventures make it easy for den leaders who have multiple rank dens. So dens with Cub Scouts of different ranks, such as lions and tigers, in one den. The requirement can also make it easier for packs to plan activities that will count towards required adventures. So in this case, they're saying, well, the requirement is outdoors. So the lions are going to do 20 minutes of walking, tigers is 20, and then it goes up to 30 for wolf. Bear is going to be a 1 mile hike. So you can do the same thing using the same plan for multiple dens. All elective adventures have also been updated. Adventures on average have 5 requirements. Options such as the complete 2 of 5 have all been removed. Requirements now focus on the desired outcome, how to complete the requirements in a den meeting resource. It was also discovered that Cub Scouts were not earning awards that are not adventures. On average, only 1.5% of Cub Scouts earn an award that is not an adventure. The attachment rate refers to the number of Cub Scouts eligible to earn the award and those who did. The topic of these awards are important to Scouting, so to increase exposure to these topics, the awards have been reimagined as elective adventures. The topics are now in the Cub Scout handbook and can be delivered by den leaders. Another improvement is looking at the most popular activities that Cub Scout age children like to do or want to do, both the boys and girls. Fishing, camping, bike riding have all been very popular outdoor activities. These popular activities, along with others, will be the elective adventures for all ranks. Requirements change for each rank to be age appropriate. Most Cub Scout packs have multi-rank dens where they can combine 2 or more grade levels into one den. This is usually done because there's not enough Cub Scouts in one grade to form a den. The program updates now allow for an easier program delivery for multi-rank dens for small packs or new packs. 6 elective adventures will be available across all ranks. This is the list of all of the elective adventures, and this list now doubles for each grade. The light color area at the top are the adventures that are the current elective adventures. And it also says, note that the Webelos and Arrow of Lights will no longer share the elective adventures. They'll each have their own. The next shaded group are for the new adventures. And lastly, the last group are range and target sport adventures. So the ones on the bottom will be yours, like the old shooting sport program. And the range and target sport adventures may only be delivered at a district or council level by a certified instructor. The summertime adventure, or fun adventure, takes place at the National Summertime Pack Award. Those who are the Lions in the spring will be earning the Tiger Summertime Fun Adventure in the summer, and the Tigers will be earning the Wolf, and so on. And again, it's just it's 3 adventures over the summer. They're saying here May through August. There's a new knife safety adventure. And basically, the bear earns the whittling. It's focused on the pocket knife safety. The Webelos earns the chef knife to focus on kitchen knife safety. And the Arrow of Light, their knife safety is a combination of the pocket knife and kitchen knife safety. And so each year, they're going to be required to re-earn that the knife safety in order to use their knife. So one of the biggest updates is the Webelo and Arrow of Light. Arrow of Light is no longer part of the Webelos and has become a standalone rank. The Webelos becomes the Cub Scout program for 4th grade, just like the Bear is for the 3rd grade and Wolf for 2nd. Arrow of Light is only for 5th graders. The Cub Scouts may not begin working on the Arrow of Light until they have completed the 4th grade. The Webelos is no longer designed to prepare Cub Scouts for joining Scouts BSA. That's the Arrow of Light program. For the 2023 and 2024 programs, so this year, 4th grade Webelos should not work on any of the Arrow of Light requirements if they have earned the Webelos badge of rank. They should focus on the 6 elective adventures that will not be part of the Arrow of Light. So it's their last chance to earn these adventures. And those are the Aquanaut, Art Explosion, Aware and Care, Build It, Earth Rocks, and they're supposed to have introduced modular design in the spring. Here they're showing it as a preview, but that should have been introduced. So as far as the uniform goes, the 4th grade Webelos will remain in the blue Cub Scout shirt. This will allow them, those who in Cub Scouting and earn the bear, to wear it a little bit longer. The Webelos hat and neckerchief will remain the same. For the 5th graders, the Arrow of Lights transition to the tan Scout BSA uniform. There is not an Arrow of Light hat or neckerchief. The Arrow of Light Scouts will wear blue shoulder loops to indicate that they are Arrow of Light Scouts and have not yet in Scouts BSA. And they're saying, as with any uniform change, there's flexibility during the transition. So when a Cub Scout transitions to the Scouts BSA uniform, it's a family decision. So basically, some examples of when they may transition would be as a 4th grader, they've earned the Webelo rank, or they've completed the 4th grade, or the family's decided they're going to cross over, and they basically outgrown the uniform. So again, it's a judgment call as far as when to move them over, but it's a general guideline. The Arrow of Light uniform is the tan Scouts BSA uniform. The Webelos rank goes only on the tan Scouts BSA uniform, as well as the Arrow of Light badge of rank. The Webelos and Arrow of Light Scouts continue to have adventure pins. As mentioned earlier, the Webelos adventure pins have become diamond shaped, and the Arrow of Light adventure pins are arrowhead. The current Webelos colors have been renamed to adventure colors and will be used for both Webelos and Arrow of Lights. For the handbooks, with the Arrow of Light as a standalone badge of rank, it will have its own handbook. The Webelos and Arrow of Lights are no longer shared electives. The Arrow of Light handbook will include content on the requirements for the Scout badge of rank. So this is kind of a summary of the old program and how it breaks into the new program for both the Webelos and Arrow of Light. So something to keep in mind here is, as part of the Bobcat adventure for Arrow of Light, Scouts must visit a Scouts BSA troop. Troops will need to prepare for visits of Aerolite Scouts earlier in the program year, as opposed to just sometime within within the fall. Arrow of Light Scouts program is designed for Cub Scouts to be ready to join the Scouts BSA troop in January to February timeframe. So it's a little earlier than before, but they want to get the Scouts into the troops so that way they're getting comfortable as they get ready to go into summer camp. Something else to note is the outdoor adventure has a requirement for either patrol or troop campout. So something to keep that in mind. The Cub Scout handbooks. All handbooks have a grade level in the corner and a place for Cub Scouts to put their name because they don't want to lose their handbook. The Lion handbook goes from 23 up to 64 pages and will come with an adult partner guide instead of a den leader guide. The Tiger handbook becomes more like the Lion handbook and will also come with an adult partner guide. Both the Lion and adult partner guides have contents to help adult partners understand the Cub Scout program and the part they play as an adult partner. The Wolf, Bear, and Webelow Arrow of Light handbooks will be very similar to their current state. The inside of the Wolf, Bear, Webelows, and Arrow of Light handbooks will be similar. Each adventure is treated as a separate chapter. There's also the inclusion of a QR code on the page, and this will go to a web page for that adventure. On that web page will be the content needed to deliver the adventure. The back cover will have colored tabs that help navigate for each adventure in the handbook. So basically you can come around the edge of the book, you can look for your color, and you'll see the coordinating dot along the edge of the pages. The den leader experience on Scoutbook is going to be retired. All den meeting resources to deliver the program will soon be on scouting.org. Each badge of rank will have its own web page that lists all of the adventures. Click on the adventure and that will take you to the adventure page. So each Cub Scout adventure, as I said, will have its own page. It will have a snapshot of the adventure describing what the adventure is about. It will have a safety moment that highlights all the critical things that a leader needs to do or be aware of to keep the adventure safe. And below that is a list of requirements.
This is just a sample of what it's going to look like. National is finalizing everything that's going to be on each one of these. So if this looks a little unreadable because it's in Latin,
yes,
it's just an example.
I was going to bring that up. But yep, so like Kathy was saying, in the safety moment, it's all kind of Latin in here. Same thing with the snapshot. So it's just placeholders. So below each requirement are the activity cards. These are fun hands-on activities that are designed to complete the requirement. A leader only needs to select one of the activities to complete the requirement. And again, so what they're saying is, here are 3 suggestions. You can use the cards and use the content to deliver that requirement, or if you have a better way of doing it, you're not restricted from going outside of that. So it's really up to you. Here's a way of working with that. So on the activity cards, they have an icon that'll help the den leader at a glance choose an activity that best matches their resources. So the first icon indicates if the activity is outdoor, indoors, or if travel is required. The second icon indicates how active the Cub Scout will be on a scale of 1 to 5. A 1 indicates that the Cub Scouts will be listening, and a 5 indicates that they will be very active, such as playing kickball. The third icon indicates how intense the supply list is on a scale of 1 to 5. A 1 indicates that there's no supplies needed, and a 5 indicates there's unique or major supplies needed. The fourth icon indicates how long it will take to prepare for the activity on a scale of 1 to 5. A 1 indicates that there's no prep needed, and a 5 indicates that there's something that needs to be done weeks prior to the activity. For example, a trip to the fire station needs to be planned weeks in ahead and would be a 5. At a glance, the den leader can choose an activity that meets the requirements based on the resources that they have for the meeting. When an activity is identified, the leader clicks on it and learns more. It takes them to the activity page. Each activity will have its own page with detailed instructions from a supply list to directions on what to do before the meeting and how and what to do during the meeting. Additional resources may also be found on some adventures, such as photos of completed projects, downloadable worksheets, and videos. So as far as rollout goes, we are pretty much, we'll say, rolling out. So basically there's the plan. Handbooks are already available at the Scout stores. And starting Saturday, the adventure or the adventure loops, activity pins, all of those types of awards should be available at either the Kenosha or the Milwaukee Scout Shop. Also, all online resources such as scouting.org, Scoutbook, My.Scouting will be updated once the program officially takes place on Saturday. And then entries for current programs should be in as soon as possible, but it's our understanding that you should be able to get them in all the way through the summer. So basically, to stay up to date with all the updates, there's this QR code. There is in the chat. This QR code will bring you to the same spot that the link in the chat is. Additionally, on the council webpage, tomorrow morning, there'll be a banner on the council website that will be live with this presentation and the links to all of the national updates as well. So all that information will be available to you guys. So that's pretty much this presentation. And at this point, we open it up to any questions that you guys would have. Yes, ma'am.
Before we take any questions, can you go back to the previous slide that had all of the ranks? I think it was near the beginning. Right.
Further back. Did you want this one?
Yep. No. Go back one more. We may have passed it. Go forward. One more.
Do you remember what it was about?
No, back up. Okay, this one will work. Well, I'm looking, this one here should work. What they're doing now is they're color coordinated everything. So yellow is going to represent lion, tiger will be the orange, the red is going to be wolf, blue bear, green weeblo, and the tan, the arrow of light. So you'll see around the top of the, these are copies or pictures of what the belt loops will look like. So you'll see like on the lion has the yellow above it. They'll know that because it's yellow, that is a lion award. If it has the orange, it means that it's the tiger, and so on and so forth. So they're just kind of color coordinated to help make it easier. And then the other thing I want to mention is any of the required advancements will not be offered at summer camp and should not be done during the summer. National would like to have all of those done during the program year. So starting in September when the school year starts and they start meeting as a den, all of those required advancements should be done at that time. And only the electives should be done during the summer. Our summer camp program this summer is only going to be offering elective adventures as part of their program. You will not see any of the required adventures being offered during day camp. Wally, did you want to add anything with that?
No, and the reason is that anyway, that way the den can work on it as a whole den. If one or two of the cubs were to earn this, then during your regular meetings, anyway, they wouldn't have anything to do. So that's what we're trying to do, is just to preserve it so that these can be done by the entire den at once.
And that is coming from national to all councils and packs and dens. Yep. Okay, I think that was all that I wanted to bring up on. So if there's any questions at this time, you can either put it in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, or raise your hand in the chat, we'll be more than happy to take your questions. Well, there is a question here in the chat. With the plan for Arrow Light to transition to the troop in January and February, that is really tight to get all of the requirements done. Is there any thought to consider for the AOLs? Well, part of the Bobcat in the program for the Arrow of Lights is to help them transition into the troop. Bob, I know you last week had talked about this a little bit too. Do you want to talk again about it?
Just looking at the requirements here.
Because they need to meet with or participate in an activity with a troop. Right. And one of the opportunities we're going to give them for that is at the fall harvest. Yep. They'll be able to attend that, and there will be Boy Scout troops and stuff there that they can meet that requirement. So there should be plenty of opportunities for them, as with the Arrow Light, to finish or do those requirements and still cross over. The reason National wants them to cross into a Scouts BSA troop in January or February is because they want to give those Scouts the opportunity to get comfortable in that Scouts BSA unit before they have to attend, or before they attend summer camp. Will the current achievements still be available for purchase tomorrow? My pack has rank up on Sunday, so I need to purchase the current today achievements. Yes, those will still be available throughout the summer because some of the units won't have turned in their advancement by tomorrow. So all of the current advancements will still be available either until the end of the summer, or if they run out before the summer is over, they'll have them available. So I would get them sooner rather than later.
Yep. There was a question here about should you be able to enter requirements and advancements into Scoutbook through the summer? The new program requirements should be able to be entered as soon as that goes live. The statement was, if you weren't able to get this year's program or this year's requirements entered by the end of this program year, you have through the summer to get those entered in. That's kind of where that statement was going.
Yes, I was told by people at National that Scoutbook will be available with the old program at least the next 3 months and possibly until the end of the year.
So there was a question on the slides we're seeing in the links that you sent us. Yes. So the link that's at the beginning of the chat will link to this. And then there's also some sub presentations on the pocket knife, Webelos transitions. There's an FAQ in there as well. So all that information is not only on the link in this, but it will also be available on the council banner.
Okay, I'll put the link in here again.
Does this include World Conservation Award? Stand by.
While you're looking that up, I'll go to this next
Yep.
one. If you started with the current Webelos book, can the scouts moving into 5th grade continue to use their Weeblo books to earn the Arrow of Light, or do they need to use the new program book? They will need to use the new program book because it has different requirements. Are there printed leader books, or will everything just be available online? Everything is going to be available online. Those little help cards that we gave you a sample of and showed you a sample of them, they are not live yet, but those will be the resources that all of the leaders have access to online to be able to pull up information.
I thought I saw. So here they're showing someone asked about the World Conservation, and that's being presented as a belt loop. I don't see it in the handbooks, but that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to say yes, it should be available through the book.
There's a question here, since Scoutbook will not be used with the new program, is there a similar way to track advancements and earn requirements for scouts in your den? I do, let me look through my notes here real quick.
Kathy, I'm not sure Scoutbook won't be used.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought Scoutbook was going to be used. That's why I wanted to look.
That's what I thought.
But yeah. I don't have anything in my note. I know that they are going to be going to a new advancement system.
Right.
But they haven't even really piloted a lot of it yet. So
yeah, their comment in the presentation does say online resources such as scouting.org, Scoutbook, and my.scouting will be updated. So I'm going to say it should be until we hear otherwise. I'm going to say that's the way to do it.
Bob and Kathy.
Yes, sir.
Because I've been working with Scoutbook. Scoutbook will be available for the new program updates.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Okay, there's another question here. Will those leader cards be free or for purchase online? They will be free. You will be able to use them if you go into the scouting.org. That was in that URL when they, I'm hoping that they're turning those on and making them live on Saturday, but they will be free.
There was also a comment as well, I think in one of the Cub chats, that said, if you find, like, you can suggest back to National, if you found a great way of presenting a particular requirement, you could push that back and then maybe get that included in that stack for other people to use. So it's just an option.
Yep.
There was a comment about if you started with the current Webelos book, can the scouts moving into 5th grade continue to use their Webelos book to earn the AOL?
I answered that one. No, they should use
okay.
Yeah.
There was in fact, there was also one about the Nova.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nova is just a regular award, so that special Nova counselor mentor thing is probably going away.
With Arrow Light looking to rank up to scouting BSA in January, should they recharter with the pack in December? That's a Wally question.
Here's the dilemma on that, and just to let you know, if if the PAC does not recharter them at the end of December, when they get their ALL and they want to go into the troop, they won't be registered, and therefore it can't go in Scout Book. It can't go on their record. So in some cases, the PACs have worked with troops in the past about how do we do this and how do we register them so that we can still do that. But not registering them will kind of put them out of the system totally. And for some troops, after they recharter, it will become, got to get new paperwork and got to do this. And there will be Cub Scouts who fall through the cracks who won't be registered, and their AOL will not go on their record.
And Wally, if they recharter with the PAC and then cross over in January or February to the troop, it's just a transfer fee then, isn't it?
Yes. There's really nothing to it. It's really easy.
Okay. Here's a question. Has anyone heard of Troop Track will be available with the new updates by fall? Troop Track, I believe, is not a Scouts BSA or a national program. It's like a third party, and I don't know the answer to that because that's not handled by national.
Yep.
Oh, here's somebody wrote, my PAC registered them and then the troop reimbursed them, the PAC, some of the funds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the question on the World Crest patch, if they earned them under the old program, they'll get the patch or the embroidery patch,
okay,
as long as the supply lasts. But if they haven't earned it yet, and it's or they earn it after June 1st, then that goes, they won't get the cloth patch.
Okay. Okay, do we have any other questions? You can also unmute yourself if you would like. Somebody said here, I appreciate the effort to streamline advancement for multiple dens. I think we're seeing a lot of that across the country, and that's one of the reasons National has done that.
Yep.
Bob, if you want to, you can stop
Sure.
sharing your screen and we can all see each other.
There
we go.
Okay. Derek, I have one suggestion for anybody that signed up either Wednesday or tonight that are den leaders. I highly encourage you to go online and check everything out as soon as it becomes available. In my understanding, it'll be on time on June 1st. Get to know it, get the feel of it. For the leaders, the info, you can use the URL codes and print off stuff, but it won't be available to download yet. From what I get from the commissioner newsletters, in the near future, it will be available to download.
Okay, does anybody have any more questions? Well, we thank you very, very much for attending tonight. We finished this up faster than the group did last week. And I think you guys even had more questions than they did.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And Bob, do you have any closing comments?
No, if you guys have any questions, by all means, let us know and we'll try to address them as soon as we can get an answer for you. So
I have another suggestion too, with Wally and Kathy and Bobby in here and myself. When you do the new Cub Scout updates, and like Bob said, if you find something that's easier to do for a requirement, I highly recommend you either submit it to Bob, myself, or Kathy, or Wally, and we'll get it to the appropriate people.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for the new requirements and electives for a new program. If you find something that's easier or more streamlined or simpler, I highly recommend you send that to one of the four of us so
Yeah.
that we can send it to national.
Someone else that you can reach out to is your unit commissioner. They'd also be another person to go to for any issues that you may have or any questions that you have. If you can't get a hold of your district commissioner, reach out to your unit commissioner as well.
And your district advancement chair as well.
Yep.
And as far as scout book issues, you can contact me. I'm the council associate member that's doing scout book for the council. So you can contact me, and because I have total access now, and I can help correct some of the issues. If not, I can talk to other IT people, other volunteers to get the solution.
Okay.